I come across this issue with probably 99% of the learners and students and writers and speakers of English as a second language. And they come across this issue constantly. And it doesn't make sense to them because it's not part of this, well, of the common spoken Arabic language or Iraqi language. By the way, let me tell you something interesting about Arabic. Arabic is not our mother tongue, or it's not our native language.
Wow, it's a new news.
It's just like English to our mind. If you specialize in language, you would understand that a native language is the language that you inherit from your father, mother, family, brothers, and sisters. And this language is transferred directly to you when you are raised up in an environment that speaks Arabic as the standard Arabic language, like the language of what we call MSA, Modern Standard Arabic, that you hear in media and Sharqiya and other news outlets. This is the modern standard Arabic. It's not the Quranic Arabic. It's the modern standard Arabic. It's a little bit different. There are three types of Arabic. There is the classical Arabic, which is the Arabic of Quran. There is the modern standard Arabic. And this is the Arabic that is commonly used in writing and in spoken media channels. And then there is something called Levantine Arabic. And Levantine Arabic includes the dialects of Jordan, Lebanon, and Syria, and Palestine. Now, their variation of language is called Levantine language or dialect. When we talk about Arabic, the question that should be put in perspective is this. When we grew up, did we speak modern standard Arabic or any one of our families? The answer is no. Then how did we learn standard Arabic? We learned it because we studied it in school, just like English. Therefore, English and Arabic are foreign languages to our mind. Now, what are we talking? We're talking Iraqi dialect of Arabic, which is a variation of Arabic that is considerably not Arabic 100%. Turkish, Iranian, and English.
Yes, correct.
And Kurdish. So we have a big combination of dialect expressions that are not Arabic. Like I can think of hundreds of them. So the idea that some people are very extremist when it comes to being proud of Arabic, but Arabic is not their native language. So it's quite funny. Now, why are we talking about this topic? We are talking about this topic, of course, because part of Arabic influences in your mind, influences your perception or conception or conceptualization of English. And this part has to do with time dimensions in English and Arabic. I'll just give you an introduction to this topic. You do not.
No, it's here.
We do not need to go deeper because this is part of the specialization of bachelor and master and PhD students in languages and English. So it is not within your field of interest. I mean, not your field of interest, but your field of expertise. The Arabic system of language is different from the English system of language. Arabic is a Semitic language that starts from right to left, grammar structure of sentences. English is a Germanic based on Latin and Greek. It's a combination of different languages. They're different in structure, in content, and perception of time. and
Yes.
perception of things, perception of time, perception of things, perception of world, perception of love, everything they do in English comes from the influence of language on people's mind. And everything we do in Arabic comes from Arabic influence of language on our mind. Like I would say, let me exaggerate here. English people respect time because they do not have a word like inshallah in English. So it's either black or white. It's either I will be meeting you at 6, or I will be meeting you at 9, or I'm not going to be able to meet you at 9. So it's going to be hard to convince people that I will be available at 9:10 or 9:10. Now, Spanish people consider coming late to a meeting as a gesture of nicety, as a gesture of being nice to come late to the meeting. Argentinian people are as well. So it's completely different perception of time. English do not have the word inshallah. So when you say to people, can we meet tomorrow? And they tell you back, inshallah. Now, inshallah is neutral. It doesn't mean yes. It doesn't mean no.
Yes,
And
it depends.
this is based on Arabic, and Arabic is based on Arabic culture, and Arabic culture is based on Islam, and Islam is based on Quran. And in Quran, God, Allah says, and do not say you're doing this tomorrow until God will. We're basing our decision to do that tomorrow on God's will. And we don't know if God will do that tomorrow or not. So I'm not going to be fully determined to say yes, confirmed, or no, cancel. That is where English and Arabic are completely different in terms of the perception of time. It's quite interesting, and it's quite quite different perception. In English, they have a different perception of time that should be stated clearly and obviously. So when I say I met Farah yesterday, I am indicating to a dimension of time that is not now. I am indicating to a time dimension that is not future. I'm indicating to a dimension of time that happened in the past. English has 2 dimensions of time that are used. By the way, I'm saying this introduction to help you understand the point that we are going to talk about later, which is present perfect. English doesn't have future, but it has tools to refer to future. Well, in English, we say, I play tennis. I am playing tennis. I am playing tennis now, but I can say I am playing tennis tomorrow. Now, I'm using the word tomorrow to refer to a time using an adverb, اللي هو الظرف, tomorrow. But I'm saying present continuous or present progressive, as we say in English. When we talk about past, we say, I played tennis with Farah yesterday. No, I added ed to the verb to refer back to past.
Yes.
If I say, I play, what do you do? I play tennis with Farah now. So I'm referring to now. But if I want to talk about future, there is no tool or what we call suffix that we add to verb to refer to future. But we use modal verbs like will, shall, can, like I can meet you tomorrow. And can here is not decisive to refer to future, but the adverb here, tomorrow, refers to tomorrow, refers to future. So exactly, we do not have we do not have a tool in the sentence structure syntactically that refers to future. Will is a modal verb It's not a tool that is added to the verb. Now, think about it, Farah. I go to school. That's present simple. I went to school. That is past. I walked to school. That is present. I walked to past. That is past. Now, I added ed to the verb. Now, ed was part of the verb to refer to past, but I cannot add anything to verb to refer to future. I have to bring auxiliary verb, اللي هو الفعل المساعد. We call it auxiliary because it's an assistant, just like you. It assists to refer to future because the English structure is weak. It doesn't have the whole equipment on the verb apparatus to refer to future. That's the point. Now, talking about present and present perfect, the concept of present perfect is kind of tricky in Arabic because we say in Arabic, أنا هستوني أكلت, أنا قد أتيت. But the word قد هي حرف تحقيق تفيد تحقق الحدث. But there is no indicator that تحقق الحدث has just happened a few seconds ago. So in English, their conception of time is different. So when I say I have eaten, it refers to a past time that is closer to the time of speaking. If I say I ate, maybe I ate yesterday. You never know until I clearly state that. Now, is this fixed? No, that's the tricky part. It's not fixed. Why it's not fixed? It's because American English and British English and Australian English and Canadian English and Pakistani English and Indian English and Irish English use different variations of these two. So they interchangeably exchanging both of them to refer to the same thing. So I have drunk a cup of coffee and I drank a cup of coffee. Culturally speaking, they are interchangeable. Grammatically speaking, they are different. Grammatically speaking are different because every one of these structures refers to specific time. I have drunk just a few minutes ago or a few hours ago. I drank, maybe we're talking in the evening, but I drank in the morning. So there's difference grammatically. Now, which one people prefer? Of course, they prefer the one that is more exchanged and easier. American English, that is very common in media and internet. They use the past simple for all. British English is influenced by Europe. European languages are more structurally sophisticated languages than English. German, French, Spanish, Italian, these are dialects of Latin, but then took their own independence later on and became independent languages. So their grammatical structures are more sophisticated than English structures. By the way, I'm just recording this because it has very important information for people who want to understand the concept of time